Okay, so CORS errors can sometimes be frustrating to deal with, and sometimes these things will change as the framework progresses through various versions. What I found that works for me in .NET Core 3.1 is that we're going to call use CORS after use routing. We're going to specify with origins coming from localhost 8080, allow any method, and allow any header. And for the time being, I have removed HTTPS redirection. So as of right now, we have a configure method which contains only the following expressions. Okay, if that's set up, then what we're going to do is stop and restart our app. And I'm going to come back here and refresh our page. Now, I've actually logged out to the console just by calling console.log within our book service, the result data that we're getting back. And we can actually see that the result of our calling our API endpoints is to return that book data, and it's getting mapped to these JSON objects. So that's looking good. I'm going to remove the console log here from our book service. And then inside of our books.view component, we need a way to make use of this data. So I'm going to remove some of the comments here from earlier. So we're collecting this data. We're assigning it to this.mybooks in terms of the response from our getAllBooks. If we wanted to, we could also handle a catch here. Okay, so how are we going to, for instance, iterate over each book in this response that we get back from our book service? Well, the component gets created. We set my books equal to the response from getAllBooks. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to name this book container, I suppose, or books container. And then what we can do is maybe, well, here, let's close off a div here for a moment. We're going to say vif, and this vif directive allows us to only render the contents of this container if some expression is true. And you know what? I'm going to move this down, so we're going to put a vif here. So what do we want to check? Well, let's just check if mybooks has a length. So we can say mybooks.length. And this is going to return truthy if the length is greater than 0. So let's go ahead and see what happens, or see how we can use this data. If we just put the data out to our component here using the double handlebar syntax, and we say my books, we'll notice that we just get that JSON array, which is great for kind of a quick inspection, but of course this isn't anything like what we'd want to display in our component. So let's loop over that array, and to do that, for now I'm going to have a div, but we can modify that in a moment here. I'm going to use this v4 directive, and what I'm going to say is for book in my books, and then we're going to specify a key here. This helps Vue keep track of each of the individual divs that come out here. And so we're going to make a book.id, since that's unique. These need to be unique keys. What we can do is maybe say like book.name, and then we'll save that. Oops, sorry, book.title. And then there we see our book titles. So it's a start. Also not exactly what we want, but we can start to actually play with this now and create an experience more akin to something that we might like here. So we could, for instance, have the author. Again, not a huge improvement in UI, but just to show you, we could display the author on our page like this. But let's say that we wanted to have some type of reusable component here, because after all, eventually we'll be reading more and more books, and then this screen will have more and more things to display. We talked a bit about pagination on the back end. That'll be something that we would want to wire into some pagination component on the front end. But before we'd ever even get there, we might want to think about just presenting individual instances of things that represent books on this page. And so to do that, we should tend to think in terms of components. So what I'm going to do is inside the components directory here, I'm going to make a new component. And we're going to call this a book. And our hello world component is no longer really used. We could remove that. That might throw an error here because hello world is referenced elsewhere. So let's take a look in views and in home. We want to remove hello world here and remove the import. Okay, so but we have this new book component. So we're going to use the similar syntax here. So what I'm going to do is bring in this import. We'll make this script lang TypeScript here. And you'll notice that this style tag has this scope directive, and essentially what that is doing is it's scoping any of the CSS, or SCSS in this case, that we want to use to style this component directly to the component itself. And so when Vue gets transpiled down to just basic JavaScript and CSS in the browser, it's going to make sure that anything that we define in terms of CSS properties will have unique names, and so in that way they'll get scoped only to the context in which they're used. If you remove this, then the styles you apply to one component could leak into other components. It's really just a matter of personal preference and front-end architecture here. So what we're going to do is make a div that's going to have a class book wrapper. And we're also going to bring in prop here from Vue property decorator. And if you think about it, prop is a good use case here for, we're going to say required true, for passing data down to a child component. In this case, our parent component will be this books view or books component, and then the book component itself will take a prop that will be of type book. So we'll use our iBook interface. And let's just start by showing the book title here. Down in our style tag, I'm going to create a placeholder class for book wrapper. And just to apply some initial styling here, let's set the margin equal to like 0.8 rem and the padding equal to 0.4 rem. And the border like 1 pixel solid, and we'll make it like a light gray color. Okay, so that's just some placeholder. Maybe we'll even make a border radius here of like 3 pixels, or of like a 1 rem. Okay, so some pretty basic setup here. Let's head over to books. And now we need to reference that new book component that we made. So I'll do that here. We'll import book from our components. And now what we can do is in this, in place of this v4, what I can do is say book v4 book in my books. All right, but we need to pass some prop down, which will be the book. That's a lot of usage of the word book, but you can see over on our screen here, we have 2 books. I'm going to refresh, and we're getting a duplicate keys detected. So let's see if we can work that out. First of all, we can remove this div. And if I refresh the page now, this makes sense. Before we had 2 v4s here, now we have the single v4. And there are our 2 books. So let's see if we can make use of this component and include some additional styling here. So let's say we have the book author, and then finally let's do like book created on. Okay, so some basic data here. Let's go ahead and add some additional styling. So we're going to say book title, book author, and book created. Okay, so some basic setup here. Now we have at least sort of these block elements with the title the author and the date. The date's looking a little formal for our purposes. So we have this sort of timestamp format here, so we can actually work on formatting that as well. We'll take a look at that in a moment. But first, inside of our book wrapper here, I'm going to nest book title, book author, and book created. So it doesn't really matter. I'll leave it up to you as to how you might want to play with the styling here. Let's say we wanted to make the font size 1.2 rems here. Font weight bold. And then here for the book author, maybe we make the color a little bit darker. Likewise with the book created, we make it a little bit darker. And we make the font size here just a little bit smaller. So just to give an example of some super basic styling, obviously this could be completely designed to your liking. This again is just to provide some sort of basic setup and demonstration of using components and passing data on props to those components in a v for loop.